Hi guys, Yoga Physique here. In today's video, we're going to be going over fire breathing, also known as Kapalabhati. It is a pranayama, a breathing technique from the practice of yoga. So I'll explain it briefly, and then we're going to have a 3-minute demo for you to follow along at home. Now, one of the things that makes yoga yoga and not just any other form of exercise is the focus on breathing and breath control. And in the practice of yoga, there's multiple breathing techniques where we breathe in specific ways to induce a certain state in your body. Some breathing techniques are used to relax the body, calm the mind. Fire breathing is more of a daytime, hot, energizing, sunny breath. Because of that, it's a technique that you would practice in the morning before you start your routine. You can even use fire breathing as a warm-up. It warms your body from the inside out, and you can even build up a sweat depending on how intense you practice. Kapalabhati, which is the Sanskrit name for fire breathing, translates as skull shining breath or skull luster breath. And when you practice, especially for longer periods of times, you'll definitely feel that skull shining effect. A few things to note. You're definitely going to want to perform fire breathing on an empty stomach, so do not eat prior to practicing. As with all yoga, it should be practiced on an empty stomach. Do not practice fire breathing if you are pregnant, if you have a hernia, if you have high blood pressure. Now, what fire breathing consists of is a forceful exhale followed by a passive inhale. All of your inhales and exhales will be through your nose. And what you want to do is find a rhythm of breathing that you can maintain consistently. And the sound that it produces is almost like a choo-choo train. When practicing fire breathing, you're actually not thinking about inhaling and exhaling. You're focusing more on contracting the belly and relaxing the belly. And you also want to make sure that your belly is open and expanded when you're practicing, not constricted, so that when you're pumping the belly, you're working the full length. And through these belly movements, you can actually initiate breathing. And I'll explain this now with a diagram that will show you anatomically the mechanics of how breathing works and how by contracting and relaxing your belly, you can initiate breath. So here we have the human torso. The top half is the thoracic cavity where your heart and lungs are. The bottom half is the abdominal cavity where your stomach and guts are located. And that line in the middle is the diaphragm. The diaphragm is a parachute-shaped muscle that separates the thoracic from abdominal cavities that can contract and expand. When you inhale, the lungs expand, which in turn presses down on the diaphragm, which causes the belly to press outwards. When you exhale, the lungs contract, the diaphragm moves up, and the belly draws in. If you were to draw your belly in, it would force your diaphragm up, which would push air out of the lungs. And then if you were to release your belly, the diaphragm would drop and the lungs would expand. And just like a vacuum, air will be automatically drawn into the lungs as they expand. Given this mechanism, if you were to simply contract and relax your belly, you could cause yourself to breathe. So let's begin our follow along demonstration. Feel free to follow my pace or to set your own. And we'll begin with 3 deep breaths in and out. And at the bottom of your next exhale, let's begin.